parents. We are here to address the updated Chromebook usage and policy for our sixth grade students. We realize and apologize for last week's delay with the snow. We're going to make it a little bit easier by pre-recording this and sending it out to you. We know that many of you are working families, and we're just trying to be cognizant of your time while also fill you in with the changes that your student and your family will undergo with this new Chromebook policy. First thing to note, we are moving the date. We're originally going to begin sending Chromebooks home with your sixth grade students on January 29th. However, we are going to push that date to February 5th. One of the items that we have done and made a change to is we purchased neoprene sleeves for all of your students' Chromebooks, and we're just having a bit of a delivery delay on those. So February 5th is our new pilot start date in which Chromebooks will be sent home with your sixth grade students. Really, what is the purpose of doing something like this here at St. Amelia? What is the change from years past where students have not been bringing them home? It really is to equalize access to technology at home. Not all of our students have access to technology, and we want to ensure equity across the board when it comes to that opportunity for our students. It also builds responsible behaviors in students at an early age. And we're also looking to improve ways for student engagement. We are typically, in many cases, moving away from a traditional textbook that, myself or Mr. Seal or parents of our generation are used to, and we're moving to more online technological resources. And this will allow us to do that in a greater capacity. As a school, we have some expectations that we are going to have in place with this change. We're still going to have our carts for charging Chromebooks in the classrooms. We are going to provide an updated Chromebook use and care policy specifically to these sixth grade students piloting the program. Again, we're going to be providing that neoprene case for the Chromebooks. One of the things to note, and again, a copy of this will come home with your students as well as sent in an email from me, is GoGuardian monitors their internet usage here while they're in our building, but GoGuardian is also going to monitor their internet usage at home. So, it's a school policy and procedure, but we also need parents to make sure that they're being vigilant and monitoring the use of their internet at home with their students, and that any of the rules that apply to Guardian in terms of what's safe and appropriate for school is also going to be the same when using our school technology at home.
Yeah, and while I love GoGuardian. It's one of the best filters we've ever come across, but it is not perfect. We just want to make sure that everybody is being as safe as possible. Like I know with my children at home, I try to still monitor what they're doing, even though the school is also monitoring them.
We really appreciate any parent support with this process. It will really make it much more seamless. We are going to collect devices and chargers at the end of the school year, just as we've always done. There's summer maintenance that happens to those devices, and then they will be redistributed to your students as seventh graders when they return in the fall. What are the responsibilities for your child? That's a big one because this is a change from them. They're used to leaving their Chromebooks, making sure that they're plugged in here, but they're going to have to go home with them and make sure that not only are they charging them at night, but ensuring that they're bringing them back to school each day. The loss of the Chromebook for a day, if they forget it, can disrupt their learning environment and the process that they may be going through with different assignments. So we suggest keeping it in a safe location in your home where you can prevent it from being damaged, and we can ensure that it's being charged properly every night.
Yeah, so my son William he's been bringing his Chromebook home from he goes to a Kenton school. He's been doing it for about 5 years now, give or take, and for the most part, we make sure that's part of his nightly routine. So he also makes his own lunch at night, and at the same time as that, he'll make sure his phone's charging, make sure his Chromebook's charging, and then in the morning, he'll put everything into his bag at once.
So again, if we can make sure that you are talking with your sixth grade students about, what is a safe place to store it in your home. My children, like Mr. Seal said, have kind of a checklist they run through in the morning. Adding that to their daily routine, if you have something at home, I think will ensure a smooth process with this transition. As always, we want you to report any malfunction or damage to us promptly. Again, as part of our Chromebook use and care policy, it is the family's responsibility to cover the cost of any of those Chromebook repairs. So making sure that we're storing it safely and reporting those things right away help us to fix the damage or mitigate the damage before it may kind of spiral and end up being something maybe more costly.
Make sure that they're using those sleeves. We went out of our way to make sure that we got some high quality padding to make sure that they are protected as possible inside the kids' backpacks.
Again, parents, we really appreciate, you supervising the use of your child's Chromebook at home. Like Mr. Seal said, we absolutely love GoGuardian, but with any sort of software of that nature, it is not completely foolproof, and we need parents to be vigilant as well. Again, safe location, paying for replacement or repair to any lost or damaged equipment. Those fees are assessed through fax, and then making sure that that's being reported very quickly to us. So we appreciate that partnership with you. What does the future look like if you have other students in other grades? This is to pilot with one particular grade, a grade that we actually felt was very responsible in terms of their usage of Chromebooks and overall responsibility. But this is to assess our feasibility in expanding the program. Ideally, we would like to start next fall, allowing students in other grades to begin bringing home their Chromebooks to and from school each and every day. This is very much in line with what other schools across the diocese have been doing for a number of years, as well as Kenton schools. And we feel that we've made the curriculum and educational changes in terms of technology over the past few years. We now need the Chromebooks to go back and forth from school to home and home to school to support those changes.
Yeah.
Anything else you'd like to add, Mr. Seal?
No, I think you covered it all.
Okay. All right. Well, we appreciate your partnership with us. We will provide you with this link as well as with a Google form to submit any additional questions or concerns that you might have about this pilot program, and we will get back to you individually with those questions.
You can even, I think there's a slide up right now with my personal email on it if you want to email me directly with any questions. One question I know did come up was, is this an optional program? And I think we're going to leave that between you as the parent and your student. If you do not want them to take the Chromebook home, you need to have that discussion with them. And we will facilitate a spot for it to be stored here at school, just as we have been doing.
Yeah, and I think that's a great way to address that. But again, I think what we're seeing in terms of curriculum and educational changes, the access to that technology for students at home is very important. So if it's not something that can be replaced in your home by, a family device that you already have or a family shared Chromebook, I would encourage you to seriously consider allowing your child to make that change and bring it from home to school.
Yep.
All right. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.